With Hugh O'Sullivan at Kingston Park, looking forward to our first Gallagher Premiership game of the season down at Bath on Saturday. Hugh, you've been with us for a few months now. How have you found Tyneside and how are you enjoying life at the Falcons?
Yeah, really enjoying it now, so nice and settled in. Have a permanent place to stay and all that now, so really I'm sort of getting to know the area a lot and the lads as well as that, so sort of yeah, really enjoyed it. It's been a long out pre-season, so it's good to get into the first round of the Premiership this weekend. So I think everyone in the club is looking forward to it. Yeah.
A little bit strange this year the way the fixtures worked out. We've had 5 cup games leading in the league campaign. How have the players found that?
Yeah, I think it's been really enjoyable because although they were pre-season games, but we didn't really approach them like that. We saw it as a competition that we wanted to go and win. Sometimes pre-season games can have that, like they can lack that bit of edge, but there was real jeopardy in all the games that we played. I think you saw that in some of the in how we built through the games. Like obviously we went 4 from 5, but the Leicester was a bit of was one we struggled with really. Yeah, obviously it was a big setback for us, but I think we at least I hope we took the learnings from that and we can take that forward into this weekend against a Bath team which who will play in a similar style of rugby and with their kicking game. But yeah, I think the lads overall, like everyone got game time. I don't know exactly the amount of players we used, but a huge amount of everyone in the squad got a shot. So yeah, really enjoyable pre-season.
We've had changes to the coaching staff and the playing staff over the summer with the likes of yourself and Alex Codling and Scott Baldwin coming in. What do you think people can expect this season from us?
Yeah, I think Cotters has said it in any of the interviews he's done, and I'd say any of the players who've been interviewed have said the same thing. But we're obviously looking to shift the ball around a bit more. It's my first season at Newcastle as well. Yeah, again, so I think it's maybe I've been used to playing that way at previous clubs, but it's been really enjoyable, and I think everyone here who's been here for the last few years has really enjoyed the change in mindset, because ultimately, like, we all want to play a bit of rugby, we all want to chuck the ball around, but obviously there's 2 sides to that as well. We can't be reckless with the ball, and we have to kick when we need to and all that sort of thing. So I think generally it's great that we've had the prolonged pre-season to build that in. I think, yeah, everyone in the squad, coaching staff and players is on board with the direction we're going in.
We've got Bath away first up. What can we expect down there?
Yeah, look, they've a very impressive side. Van Grad's been there for the last couple of years now, so he's been building that over the last couple of seasons, his own project there. Big South African influence, obviously, with him at the helm, and they've great squad depth, and with the couple of World Cup internationals come back as well. So yeah, look, the basics, like any South African coach side, they're going to have a strong set piece, and they're going to kick well. So and they've also have threats in the back 3 and centre, so they can break the game open and sort of create something out of nothing as such. Yeah, so we're well aware of the big task that lies ahead of us. But I suppose, like, from our point of view, we're trying to focus on ourselves as much as we can and not get caught up with the occasion of it being a first tough task away from home. But we're just going to stick to our own processes, and hopefully that will leave us in good stead going into the game.
Away from the Gallagher Premiership, we've obviously got the Rugby World Cup going over in France. As a proud Irishman, you've still got plenty of interest in that with a game against New Zealand on the weekend. How do you think that one's going to go? Yeah,
it'll be a tough one. Obviously, there's been a lot been spoke about around the draw and how unfair it is. But I think
it's a great draw, personally.
Yeah. But I can assure you that any of the lads in Irish camp aren't making those complaints this week. It's been laid out to them for months beforehand. So I think it's different to any sort of previous year because in terms of the playing New Zealand, it's not as big as a challenge or a mindset, because especially having gone down there and won the series over the summer, it's a big mindset shift for the lads. So yeah, it'll be a great game. I think best game so far. Hopefully get the win. I think we'll catch it on the bus on the way back, hopefully on Saturday night. So yeah, looking forward to it too.
Just on some of the off-field stuff this season, we've got fantasy rugby coming into the Premiership for the first time this season. I don't know if you're personally a gamer, but if you were to pick a fantasy team, a couple of players from other clubs in the league, who would you have in there as your bankers?
Oh, tough question. I've dabbled a bit in the fantasy with the Premier League, but I've never been able to stay interested for the whole year. I don't know. Gus Creevy is one from Irish who he seemed to pop up at the back of mauls every single game, and he was a pretty good try scoring record. Obviously he'll go back into sale when he comes back, so he'd be one that I'd think of straight off the hat. But yeah, maybe we'll see after the first couple of weeks who's in form and all that, and we'll be able to go from there and yeah, we'll see.